Hello friends, welcome to Fairs Club Learn to Lead. Good morning to all the students. Today we will discuss the weekly current affairs and we already covered first, second and the third week of the December 2022. But today we will discuss the fourth week of the December. It means we will cover 25th to 31st of December 2022 current affair. It means this is the last weekly video of the year of 2022. So watch this video carefully and watch till last. But first of all, you have to download our application Careers Cloud from the Google Play Store. After that, log in with your email ID. Then click on this Crack Current Affairs section to subscribe our current affairs for 1 year as well as for 2 years. Both the subscription prices are very much low. But the most important thing, what we are covering under this 1 year and the 2 year subscription, we are providing you daily section. In the daily section, you will receive three things. One is the detailed current affair. Second is the question and answer format of current affairs, but both will be provided in the form of PDF or in the form of ebook. And third is the quiz section, and this can be attempted only on our application on daily basis. Next is the weekly section. Again, we are providing three things. One is the detailed current affairs, second is the question and answer format, but both things will be provided in the PDF format, and third is the quiz section, which you can attempt on our application on weekly basis. Next is the monthly section, and in the monthly section we are providing you four type of PDFs. One is the detailed current affair PDF, which is known as study PDF. Next, all the detailed current affairs will be converted in the form of question and answer. That's why it is known as question and answer PDF, so that you can revise all the current affairs in the question and answer format. Next is the best 100 current affairs will be provided. That is also provided in the form of question and answer. And last is the pocket PDF. It means one liner, two liner, or the three liners current affair will be provided to you, so that you can revise these current affairs very quickly before your exam. Next is topic wise current affair. This is very important section because we are providing 20 most important topic wise PDF. If you want to revise one or two particular topics, then you can use this topic wise PDF. If you are a banking student, then we are providing three things. One is detail, second is question and answer format of current affairs, but only related to banking and economy, and third is the quiz section. It is also only related to banking and economy, and you can attempt this quiz section only on our application on monthly basis. Next is exam PDF. If you want to cover all the current affairs before your exam of particular year, then you can use this exam PDF. Next is special current affairs section. In the special current affair, we are providing you budget and economic survey. Two things we are providing. One is detail, budget and economic survey. Second is question and answer format of budget and economic survey. It means you can recall that examiner can make these type of questions from budget and economic survey. If you are preparing for your respective state exam, then we are also providing state current affairs, and we are covering every state and union territory. So all these things comes under only one subscription. First of all, you have to just download our application Careers Cloud, then click on this Crack Current Affairs section, and you can subscribe for 1 year as well as for 2 years. And if you want 10% extra discount, then you can use this code ASH10. If you have any query, then you can email us on this email ID or you can call us on this number. So let's start the weekly current affairs, and this is week 4 of the December month. It means we will cover 25th of December to 31st of December 2022 current affairs. So here is the first question. Which of the following points are correct with respect to the cabinet approvals in December 2022? We have to find out the correct statement. So let's find out. First statement is, Union Cabinet approved the revision of the pension of armed forces pensioners and family pensioners under one rank, one pension scheme effective from 1st of July 2019, and it is till to 30th of June 2022, and for a total of about 23,638 crore rupees. So first statement is true. Next is the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi has approved the minimum support prices for the copra for the 2023 season, and it is on the recommendations from the Commission for Agricultural Cost and Prices, which is also known as CACP, as well as the perspectives of the key coconut growing states. So this statement is also true. The MSP for fair average quality milling copra is rupees 10,860 per quintal for 2023 season and 11,750 per quintal for ball copra. This statement is also true, but you don't have to remember the static data. Just read these lines. So all the statements are correct. Answer of this question is 4. Moving to next question. According to 2022 Forbes World Highest Paid Female Athletes, remember this keyword, World's Highest Paid Female Athletes, as of December 2022, Indian badminton player PV Sindhu became the only Indian and the only badminton player among the list of the top 25 and ranked dash in the list. and she was ranked on the 12th. So answer of this question is 4. So according to the Forbes World's Highest Female Athletes 2022, Indian badminton player PV Sindhu is ranked 12th with a total earning of 7.1 million USD or $7.1 million, and she is the only Indian and the only badminton player among the top 25 of the list. And the top athlete all over world is Naomi Osaka. You can remember Naomi Osaka, and she is a tennis player from Japan. And total earning of 2022 is $51.1 million. Moving to next question. What is the total loan amount provided by the International Finance Corporation to the Housing Development Finance Corporation or HDFC Limited to boost green affordable housing finance in India? Static question, especially for the banking students, and total amount is $400 million. Answer of this question is second. So International Finance Corporation or IFSC, which is a member of the World Bank Group, provided a loan of $400 million to Housing Development Finance Corporation Limited to boost the green affordable housing finance in India, which shall support India's shift towards more sustainable growth path, creating jobs and ensuring long-term business growth. And this new investment would help in bridging the urban housing gap and improve access to the climate smart affordable homes in India. Moving to next question. Which of the following personalities has recently won the Rabindranath Tagore Literacy Prize 2021-22? So this is Rabindranath Tagore Literary Prize 2021-22, most important question. And the personalities are Shobhana Kumar and the Sudeep Sen. So answer of this question is both 1 and 2. So Rabindranath Tagore Literary Prize 2021-22 has been jointly won by Sudeep Sen, and it is for his genre known as Anthropocene, Climate Change, Contagion and the Consolation, and it is published by Piparan Books and Media in the year of 2021. And second personality is Shobhana Kumar, and it is for her collection named as A Sky Full of Bucket List, and it is published by Red River in the year of 2021. And the award carries a cash prize of $10,000 each, and Rabindranath Tagore Prize was chosen from a short list of 11. And the Tagore Prize for Social Achievement was awarded to Sanjoy K. Roy, producer of the Jaipur Literature Festival. Moving to next question. Recently, who has been awarded the UNESCO Fellowship of World Academy of Sciences, for which of the fellowship comes into the effect from 1st of January 2023? So again, very important question. This is UNESCO Fellowship of World Academy of Sciences, and for which fellowship comes into effect from 1st of January 2023? This is K.S. Rangappa. Answer of this question is 4. So former Vice Chancellor of the University of Mysore, K.S. Rangappa has been awarded a fellowship of the World Academy of Sciences, a program unit of the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, which is also known as UNESCO, headquartered in Italy, for the advancement of science in the developing countries. So remember, this is World Academy of Sciences, whose headquarters is situated in Italy. And this fellowship comes into effect from 1st of Jan 2023. Professor Rangappa, being the fellow, can nominate young scientists from the state universities for getting research grants. Moving to next question. As of December 2022, who has been reappointed as the Managing Director and CEO of Equitas Small Finance Bank for a term of 3 years? This question is most important, but he is reappointed, not appointed. So this personality is P.N. Vasudevan, and he is appointed for the time period of 3 years. And this 3 years started with effect from the 23rd of July 2022, subject to approval from the Reserve Bank of India. And P.N. Vasudevan is the founder of Equitas Small Finance Bank, and his current term of Managing Director and CEO expires on 22nd of July 2023. Moving to next question. In December 2022, Sitveni Rabuka was elected as the 12th Prime Minister of which country? Remember the name, Sitveni Rabuka. And he was elected as the 12th Prime Minister of Fiji. Answer of this question is second. So Sitveni Rabuka, a former military commander, has been chosen as the Fiji's 12th Prime Minister, replacing Frank Frank Beni, and the full name is Frank Bainimarama, who has been in office for the 16 years, because Frank Beni or the Bainimarama of the Fiji First Party overthrew the government in a coup in 2006 and became the Prime Minister in the year of 2007. So Sitveni Rabuka, who served as the Prime Minister of Fiji from 1992 to 1999, is being elected to the post for the second term. Moving to next question. As of December 2022, ISRO, or the Indian Space Research Organization, will carry scientific instruments of the United States of America on board the forthcoming DASH mission, and it is for Chandrayaan 3 mission. Answer of this question is 4. So ISRO forthcoming Chandrayaan 3 mission will carry scientific instruments of the United States of America, and in the last 5 years India has signed 4 cooperative agreements to collaborate on the space exploration. And apart from the United States of America, India has also signed an agreement with the Japan to conduct a feasibility study for a joint lunar polar exploration mission, while the United Kingdom has also signed an agreement to conduct a feasibility study for collaboration in the future space science missions. Moving to next question. Which has become the first drone company recently to get DGCA double certification for Kisan drones, and this is Garuda Aerospace, which is very famous startup in the space sector. So Garuda Aerospace, a Chennai or Tamil Nadu based drone manufacturer, has become India's first drone startup to receive both type certification, like Remote Pilot Training Organization approval by the Directorate General of Civil Aviation for their indigenously designed Kisan drones. And the Made in India Kisan drones are particularly designed for agricultural purposes such as crop loss reduction, crop health monitoring, yield measurement, and crop loss mitigation. Moving to next question. Which of the following statements is or are correct with respect to the amendment made by the Reserve Bank of India on the bank locker rules with effect from the 1st of Jan 2023? So let's find out which statement is correct. Banks should ensure that any unfair terms or conditions are not incorporated in their locker agreements. This is very important, and first statement is true. And all the existing locker depositors are required to sign a renewal agreement before the specified date. This is again true statement. All the existing locker depositors are required to furnish proof of eligibility for a renewed locker arrangement, and this statement is also true. So the agreement must follow the model drafted by the Indian Banks Association in line with the Supreme Court orders and the guidelines. So all the statements are correct. So answer of this question is all above. Moving to next question. Which insurance company recently launched a Respect Senior Care Rider for senior citizens? Respect Senior Care Rider for senior citizens. And this insurance company is Bajaj Allianz General Insurance Company. Answer of this question is 4. So Bajaj Allianz General Insurance Limited launched the Respect Senior Care Rider, a unique and first of its kind health insurance rider which will offer 360-degree assistance for the senior citizens. The main aim of the rider product is to minimize the worries of the senior citizens and of their family members who are living in the different cities. So name of this project is Respect Senior Care Rider, and it is Bajaj Allianz General Insurance Company. Moving to next question. Which Indian Institute of Technology or which IIT has recently won key recognition in the Wharton QS Reimagine Education Award 2022, referred to as the Oscars of the Education? This is most important question mark under the most important category. We are talking about the Wharton QS Reimagine Education Award. It is also known as the Oscars of the Education, and this IIT is IIT Madras. Answer of this question is 4. So IIT Madras in Chennai, Tamil Nadu has won the key recognition in the Wharton QS Reimagine Education Award 2022, referred as the Oscars of Education, during one event which was held at the Wharton campus in Philadelphia in United States of America. And IIT Madras Bachelor's degree in Data Science and Application won the silver medal in the Best Online Program category. A National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning, a joint initiative of the IIT and IISc Bengaluru, won the gold in the Lifelong Learning category. And the educational initiative MindSpark Mind Spark, leveraging artificial intelligence to enhance learning outcomes, won the silver medal in the Artificial Intelligence Learning in Education Award category. But you have to remember IIT Madras. IIT Madras recently won a key recognition in the Wharton QS Reimagine Education Award, which is known as the Oscars of the education. This is most important question. Moving to next question. Who has been recently appointed as the Prime Minister of Nepal? Again, mark this question in the most important category because we are talking about the Nepal country, and new Prime Minister is Pushpa Kamal Dahal. Answer of this question is 1. So on 25th of December 2022, Vidya Devi Bhandari, the President of Nepal, appointed 68-year-old Pushpa Kamal Dahal, the Chairman of Communist Party of Nepal. This is very important. Communist Party of Nepal as the new Prime Minister of Nepal, and he was sworn in as the third time as the Prime Minister of Nepal, succeeding Sher Bahadur Deuba. Sher Bahadur Deuba of the Nepali Congress Party. Moving to next question. What is the name of the cryogenic rocket engine which the Indian Space Research Organization has operated recently for 650 seconds? This is static question. Just remember the question as same as in slide. And name of this cryogenic rocket engine is CE-20. Answer of this question is second. So on December 23rd, 2022, the ISRO successfully operated CE-20, a cryogenic rocket engine with a thrust level of 22 T for a long duration of 650 seconds, and the activity was carried out at cryogenic main engine and stage test facility of ISRO Propulsion Complex in Mahendragiri in Tamil Nadu. And the CE-20 engine is designed and developed by Liquid Propulsion System Center in Kerala. Moving to next question. Whose birth anniversary is celebrated as the National Good Governance Day 2022 across India? So very simple question and very important question, and this is the birth anniversary of Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji. Answer of this question is 4. So Good Governance Day, who is also known as Sushaasan. Sushaasan in Hindi is annually observed across India on 25th of December to mark the birth anniversary of former Prime Minister late Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, and the day also aims to create awareness of the accountability and administration of the government among the people. And 25th of December 2022 marks the 98th birth anniversary of Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, and Good Governance Week 2022 was celebrated from 19th to 25th of December 2022. And it should be noted that Good Governance Week celebration were observed from 19 to 25 December with a nationwide launch of Prashaasan Gaon Ki Aur. Prashaasan Gaon Ki Aur campaign on 19th of December 2022. Moving to next question. When was Veer Bal Divas 2022 observed across India? This is Veer Bal Divas 2022, and it was observed on 26th of December. Answer of this question is 1. So Veer Bal Divas is observed across India on 26th of December to mark the martyrdom of the Sahibjadas. Like you can say Shri Guru Gobind Singh Ji 4 sons, and Guru Gobind Singh Ji was the 10th Sikh Guru. And 26th of December 2022 marks the first observance of the Veer Bal Divas. And Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the Sikh Guru in the Punjab during the Mughal era, had 4 sons, and they were known as the 4 Sahibjades Khalsa. Moving to next question. In which state or union territory does the Lokpriya Gopinath Bordoloi International Airport situated? So this is Lokpriya Gopinath Bordoloi International Airport, and this is situated in Assam. This is static question just for general knowledge. Answer of this question is 4. So remember, Assam Governor is Jagdish Mukhi ji, Chief Minister is Himant Biswa Sharma, and very important wildlife sanctuary is Amchang Wildlife Sanctuary. Amchang Wildlife Sanctuary. Dehing Patkai Wildlife Sanctuary is also there, and very important international airport Lokpriya Gopinath Bordoloi International Airport, and it is exactly situated in Dibrugarh district. Dibrugarh district. Moving to next question. Where is the headquarters of the Liquid Propulsion System Center situated? And it is basically situated in Trivandrum, Kerala. Answer of this question is 4. Static question again for general knowledge. The Liquid Propulsion System Center is the lead center for the development and realization of the Earth to orbit advanced propulsion stages for launch vehicles, and also the in-space propulsion system for the spacecraft. and this liquid propulsion system center activities and facilities are spread across its two campuses. One is LPSC headquarter or Liquid Propulsion System Center headquarter and design office at Trivandrum, Kerala, and Spacecraft Propulsion System Unit, which is situated in Bengaluru, Karnataka. Moving to next question. Which organization has recently signed a memorandum of understanding with the Ministry of Power for implementation of early warning system for vulnerable hydro projects and the power solutions? So this question is important, and this organization is Defense Research and Development Organization or DRDO. Answer of this question is 4. So Ministry of Power signed a memorandum of understanding with the DRDO for the implementation of early warning system for vulnerable hydropower projects, especially those that are located in the upper reaches of the hilly areas. And the Ministry of Power and DRDO will jointly work towards developing sustainable mitigation measures against the avalanches, landslides, glaciers, glacial lakes, and the other geohazards. And early warning system is an integrated system of the hazard monitoring, forecasting and prediction, disaster risk assessment, communication and preparedness for the timely action to reduce disaster risk in the advance of the hazardous events. Moving to next question. The 10th edition, this is important question, 10th edition of the Northeast Festival was celebrated from 23rd to 26th of December in which city? This is Northeast Festival and the number edition is 10th, and this was celebrated in New Delhi. This is important. Answer of this question is 4, and it is to promote the culture and tourism of the northeastern area. And Narayan Rane, who is currently the Minister of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, inaugurated this 4-day festival at the stadium in Delhi. And the festival aims to promote the diverse life, culture, tradition and tourism to the Northeast region. And Northeast Festival Delhi launched its inaugural event in the year of 2013. It means first time it was celebrated in the year of 2013. Moving to next question. In December 2022, National Mission for Clean Ganga Executive Committee approved dash projects worth around dash for developing sewerage infrastructure in the Ganga Basin. And total projects were 12 and total cost of these projects was around 2700 crore. So answer of this question is 4. So National Mission for Clean Ganga Executive Committee approved 12 projects worth rupees 2700 crore for developing sewerage infrastructure in the Ganga Basin, especially in the states of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand and West Bengal, with special focus on the tributaries of the Ganga. And the projects are approved during the 46th meeting of the Executive Committee of the National Mission for Clean Ganga, organized under the chairmanship of G. Ashok Kumar. G. Ashok Kumar, who is the Director General of National Mission for Clean Ganga, and it was held on 23rd of December 2022. And in West Bengal, a project for rejuvenation of the river Adi Ganga, a tributary of Ganga in Calcutta, was approved at an estimated cost of almost 650 crore. And this also includes the construction of 3 sewage treatment plants. Next is a forestation program of the year of 2022-23 for Uttarakhand and Bihar were also approved at an estimate cost of almost 43 crore. And in Uttar Pradesh, 3 projects were approved, out of which 1 project pertains to the development of the sewerage infrastructure in Prayagraj, costing almost 475 crore rupees. So total projects are 12, and the main states are UP, Bihar, Jharkhand and the West Bengal, and total cost is 2700 crore rupees. Moving to next question. In December 2022, the 2023-24 Union Budget is set to extend the dash per cooking gas cylinder subsidy for 12 cylinders per year under the Ujjwala scheme for 1 more fiscal year. So this is simple question, static question, but important, and total subsidy is rupees 200 rupees. Answer of this question is 4. So 2023-24 Union Budget is set to extend the rupees 200 per cooking gas cylinder subsidy for the 12 cylinders per year under the Ujjwala scheme for 1 more fiscal year. So the budget may also extend the Ujjwala scheme beyond the March 2023 to take domestic cooking gas to uncovered areas in the states and attain the goal of 100% LPG coverage or the liquefied petroleum gas coverage. And the Government of India plans to continue the scheme that provides a free LPG cylinder of worth rupees 1600, a free first refill and a free gas stove to the women in families living below the poverty line. And Meghalaya, you can remember this. Meghalaya is the worst performer in India with an LPG coverage of almost 54.9%, followed by Tripura, Jharkhand and Gujarat. Moving to next question. As per the World Economic League Table 2023 released by the Center for Economics and Business Research in December 2022, India is set to rise from the 5th place on the WELT in 2022 to the 3rd in the global ranking by which year? And India can rise to the 3rd place by the year of 2037. Answer of this question is 4. So according to World Economic League Table, which is also known as WELT Table of 2023, released by Center for Economics and Business Research, India is set to rise from the 5th place in 2022 to the 3rd place in the 2037, and it was described in the 14th edition of the World Economic League Table. And India is ranked 5th in the 2022 and it is projected to remain 5th in the 2023 also. And who is on the top? United States of America. USA has topped this ranking in 2022 and second rank goes to China, third rank goes to Japan, fourth rank goes to Germany and fifth rank goes to India. And by 2035, India is forecast to become the world third, like $10 trillion economy. And the league table by 2037 is projected to be topped by China, followed by USA and third India. And fourth is Japan, fifth is Germany. Moving to next question. In December 2022, SEBI expanded its high-powered steering committee on the cyber security to dash from 6 members and expanded its panel on the Information System Security Committee to 7 members. We are talking about 2 committees. And first of all, we are talking about high-powered steering committee on the cyber security, and they expanded it to the 8 members. Answer of this question is 4. So the Securities and Exchange Board of India, SEBI, expanded its high-powered steering committee on the cyber security and Information System Security Committee to strengthen cyber security framework and cyber resilience requirement. And the committee has been expanded to 8 members. Earlier 6 members were there, and it will continue to be chaired by Naveen Kumar Singh. Naveen Kumar Singh, who is the Director General at the National Critical Information Infrastructure and Projection Center. And SEBI also expanded its Information System Cyber Security Committee to 7 members, which will continue to be chaired by Professor H. Krishnamurthy. Professor H. Krishnamurthy, Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru. Moving to next question. Who has recently received the Atal Samman Award or Atal Anveshi Shikhar Samman in New Delhi? And this personality is Prabhu Chandra Mishra. Answer of this question is 4. So Prabhu Chandra Mishra received the Atal Samman Award at the 9th Atal Samman Samaroh on the birth anniversary of former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji in New Delhi. And he was honored with the award for his excellence in the field of science and research. And he has worked in the areas of stem cell and regenerative medicines in infertility, especially when the IVF technology fails. And under his work, diseases such as the premature ovarian failure, thin endometrium and the Asherman syndrome have shown good results through one's own body cells. Moving to next question, and mark this question in the very important section. Name the personality who has been recently appointed as the Chief Executive Officer and Chairman of the Railway Board. Mark this question in the most important category. We are talking about Chief Executive Officer and Chairman of the Railway Board, and this personality is Anil Kumar Lahoti. Answer of this question is 4. So the Appointment Committee of the Cabinet, headed by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has approved the appointment of Anil Kumar Lahoti as the Chief Executive Officer and Chairman of the Railway Board, succeeding the incumbent Vinay Kumar Tripathi. Vinay Kumar Tripathi, who is set to retire on 31st of December 2022. And Anil Kumar Lahoti will assume the charge of a new role on 1st of Jan 2023. So already assumed the charge. So this is the first appointment of the Railway Board Chief after the government notified the Integrated Railway Service Indian Railway Management Service or IRMS. Moving to next question. Who has been recently appointed as the Chairman of the National Highway Authority of India? Again, mark this question in the most important section. We are talking about very prominent organization, and who becomes the Chairman? Chairman is Santosh Kumar Yadav. Answer of this question is second. So according to the Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions, under the Santosh Kumar Yadav ji, IS officer of the Uttar Pradesh cadre, was appointed as the chairman of the National Highway Authority of India or NHAI under the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. And Santosh Kumar Yadav is currently an additional secretary in the Department of School Education and Literacy under the Ministry of Education. And one person you can remember, Subhashish Panda. Subhashish Panda, AIS officer of the Himachal Pradesh cadre, has been appointed as the vice chairman of the Delhi Development Authority, DDA. Moving to next question. When was the United Nations International Day of Epidemic Preparedness 2022 observed across the globe? This is International Day of Epidemic Preparedness 2022 and it was observed on 27th of December 2022. Answer of this question is 1, and it is specially to raise awareness of the importance of prevention of preparedness for and collaboration against epidemics. And the first International Day of Epidemic Preparedness was observed in the year of 2020. Moving to next question. In December 2022, Serbia's National Postal Service released a special stamp to honor the 75th anniversary of Indian independence under the Indian government's Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav project. What is the capital of Serbia? So this is study question just for general knowledge sake, and the capital of Serbia is Belgrade. So answer of this question is second. So capital of Serbia is Belgrade and currency of Serbia is Serbian dinar. And Serbia's National Postal Service released a special stamp to honor the 75th anniversary of Indian independence under the Indian government project known as Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. And Serbia's first Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Ivica Dačić attended the release of the stamp, and Dačić said next year Serbia and India celebrate 75 years of diplomatic relations which are marked by the traditional friendship. Moving to next question. Amway India has recently launched Passion Ko Do Poshan campaign with the Olympian Saikhom Mirabai Channu. In which year did she receive the Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratan Award, now also known as the Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratan Award from the Government of India? Very important question, and she received this award in the year of 2018. Answer of this question is second, but first statement is important. Amway India, one of the country's leading fast-moving consumer good direct selling companies, recently launched yet another one of its kind campaign known as Passion Ko Do Poshan with Olympian Saikhom Mirabai Channu. And Mirabai Channu also received the Padam Shri Award in the year of 2018 from the Government of India for the contribution of sports, and also the Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratan Award in the year of 2018. Moving to next question. Which ministry became the nodal agency for the online gaming and its intermediaries, followed by the Government of India notification to amend the allocation of business rules? Static question. Remember the question as same as in slide, and this is Ministry of Electronic and Information Technology. Answer of this question is 1. So President of India Draupadi Murmu ji has signed a notification to amend the allocation of business rules to place online games under the Ministry of Electronic and Information Technology. So according to 377th amendment of this AOB rules or allocation of business rules, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology become the nodal agency of online gaming and its intermediaries. And for esports, the Department of Sports under the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sport has been notified as the nodal agency. Moving to next question. Which drone manufacturer company has recently received the type certification approval from the Director General of Civil Aviation for Agriculture drone AG365? Earlier we were talking about Kisan drones. Now we are talking about agricultural drones known as AG365. And this company is Maruth Drone Tech Private Limited. Answer of this question is 4. So Maruth Drone Tech Private Limited, a Hyderabad or Telangana based drone technology manufacturer, has received the type certification approval from the DGCA or Director General of Civil Aviation for Maruth Drone Multi-Utility Agricultural Drone, which is known as AG365. And AG365 is Agricopter in India, and it is India's first multi-utility agriculture medium category drone to receive the prestigious certificate. And Maruth has also received remote pilot training organization approval from the DGCA. and after receiving a type certification for the AG365 model, the drone is now qualified for unsecured loans from the Agri Infrastructure Fund in the amount of 10 lakh at a minimum interest rate of 5 to 6%. Moving to next question. Name the company that has recently signed a memorandum of understanding with the Central Tuberculosis Division to undertake a tuberculosis elimination project in Uttar Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. This is important question, and especially for two states. One is Uttar Pradesh and second is Chhattisgarh. And this organization is Indian Oil Corporation Limited. Answer of this question is 2. So, Indian Oil Corporation Limited signed a MOU with the Central Tuberculosis Division under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare and the states of Uttar Pradesh and Chhattisgarh to undertake its intensified tuberculosis elimination project. And the memorandum of understanding will bolster the vision of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi to end the tuberculosis in India by the year of 2025, like 5 years ahead of the Sustainable Development Goals of 2030. And the MOU of the anti-tuberculosis campaign was signed as a part of the Indian Oil's Corporate Social Responsibility Program or CSR program. With this, Indian Oil becomes the first corporate to implement a large-scale active case finding campaign in all the 75 districts of the Uttar Pradesh, covering around 10% of the population once a year for 3 years. Moving to next question. In December 2022, India assisted the 720 megawatt of Mangdechu hydroelectric power project, and it was handed over to the Druk Green Power Corporation in which country? And this is the country of Bhutan. Mark this question in very important section. So, answer of this question is 3. So, India assisted Mangdechu hydroelectric power project, which is a 720 megawatt run-off river power plant built on the Mangdechu river, which is situated in Bhutan, and it was handed over to the Druk Green Power Corporation in Bhutan. With this handing over, India and Bhutan have successfully completed 4 mega hydroelectric power projects. The construction of the hydropower project began in the June 2012, and the first of the 4 power plants units were commissioned in the June 2019. And Druk Green Power Corporation signed a power purchase agreement for the Mangdechu hydroelectric power project in August 2019. Moving to next question. Which of the following points is or are incorrect with respect to the report on trend and progress of banking in India 2021-22 published by the Reserve Bank of India in December 2022? Mark this question in the very important section, especially for banking students. We have to find out the incorrect statement. First is, the gross non-performing asset ratio of the scheduled commercial banks declined to 3% in September 2022 from 5% in 2017-18. This is wrong statement because now it is 5% in September 2022. Earlier it was 9% in 2017-18. So, first statement is wrong. As per the report, banks may need to raise deposit rates more to meet a surge in the credit demand due to an increase in the credit growth during 2021-22, and the incremental credit deposit ratio reached a 4-year high. This statement is true. By August 2022, out of the total 462.5 million Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana accounts, only 8.2% of the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana accounts were zero balance accounts, and almost 82% or 81% accounts were operative. So, this statement is also true. In financial year 22, bank frauds increased in number terms with a report of 9,000 almost frauds of rupees 60,000 crore against a 7,000 frauds with an amount of involved 1.37 lakh crore in financial year 21. Earlier, the frauds were less, the number of frauds were less, now number of frauds increased, but the total amount is less. So, earlier the total amount was 1.37 lakh crore, now it is 60,000 almost. So, this statement is also true. So, all the statements are correct except one, so only incorrect statement is 1. So, answer of this question is 1. Moving to next question. In December 2022, the Asian Development Bank signed a dash loan agreement with the Government of India to improve urban services in 3 cities. One is Coimbatore, second is Madurai, third one is Thoothukudi in Tamil Nadu. So, this is a loan of almost $125 million. Answer of this question is 4. So, Asian Development Bank signed a $125 million or almost 1000 crore loan agreement with the Government of India to develop climate resilient sewage collection and treatment along with the drainage and water supply system in 3 cities of the Tamil Nadu. And this is the third and the last tranche or the last installment of the $500 million multi-tranche facility or the financing facility for the Tamil Nadu Urban Flagship Investment Program approved by the Asian Development Bank in the year of 2018 for building priority water supply, sewerage, drainage infrastructure in the strategic industrial corridor across the 10 cities in the Tamil Nadu. Moving to next question. Which state's Department of Information and Public Relations has been honored with the Effective Government Communication Award in December 2022? This is Effective Government Communication Award and this goes to Rajasthan. Mark this question in the very important section. So this is Department of Information and Public Relations under the government of Rajasthan has been honored with the Effective Government Communication Award for taking public welfare schemes through digital media to the general public and the beneficiaries. And the award was given by the Public Relations Society of India during the 44th annual convention held in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. And the award was presented by Mangubai Chaganbhai Patel, who is the governor of Madhya Pradesh, to Arun Joshi ji, who is the additional director of DIPR or Department of Information and Public Relations. Moving to next question. Who has been recently reappointed as the managing director and the CEO of the Surya Uday Small Finance Bank for the time period of 3 years. And this person is Bhaskar Babu Ramachandran. Answer of this question is 2. So Reserve Bank of India approved the reappointment of Bhaskar Babu Ramachandran as the managing director and CEO of Suryodaya Small Finance Bank Limited for a further period of 3 years with effect from the 23rd of Jan 2023. And RBI has approved the appointment under the terms and condition of the Section 35B of the Banking Regulation Act of 1949. Moving to next question. Name the Union Minister who has recently launched the Right to Repair portal. Right to Repair portal, an NTH mobile application and new premises of the National Consumer Helpline Center in New Delhi. And this Union Minister is Piyush Goyal ji. So answer of this question is 2. So on the occasion of National Consumer Day 2022, which was observed on 24th of December 2022, Piyush Goyal ji, the Union Minister of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, launched new initiative include the Right to Repair portal, an NTH mobile application, and also opened new premises of the National Consumer Helpline Center in New Delhi. So a memorandum of understanding was signed between the Consumer Affairs Department and Indian Institute of Technology Varanasi or IIT Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh, and launched a capacity building program for the Consumer Commission. And under the Consumer Protection Law, a complaint must be disposed within 90 days of its filing and within 150 days wherever expert advice is required to be taken. Moving to next question. In December 2022, Rajasthan's first female bodybuilder Priya Singh Meghwal won the gold medal in 39th International Women Bodybuilding Competition in Dash country. And this country is Thailand. And mark this question in the very important section that Rajasthan first female bodybuilder Priya Singh Meghwal won the gold medal in the 39th International Women Bodybuilding Competition which was held in Thailand. Moving to next question. Sohail Ejaz Khan has been recently appointed as the ambassador of India to which country? Again static question, you can remember this name, Sohail Ejaz Khan, and he was recently ambassador to Lebanon, but now he has been appointed as the next ambassador of India to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Answer of this question is 2 and it is according to the Ministry of External Affairs. So a member of 1997 batch of the Indian Foreign Services, Khan has spent much of his diplomatic career in the Middle East and can speak Arabic also. He was also Deputy Chief of the Mission in Riyadh in 2017 to 19 and specially held the personal rank of the ambassador. And he was subsequently appointed India's ambassador in the Beirut in 2019 also. Now he will be the new ambassador of India in the Saudi Arabia. Name is Sohail Ejaz Khan. Moving to next question. In December 2022, Richarlison's bicycle kick against Serbia was voted the Hyundai goal of the tournament for FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022. Richarlison's belongs to which country? Very interesting question, and he belongs to Brazil. Answer of this question is 3. So Brazilian professional footballer Richarlison bicycle kick against Serbia has been voted the Hyundai goal of the tournament for the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022. And Richarlison had his back to the goal when he used one touch to flick the ball up in the air near the penalty spot and then spun around and leaped off the ground to deliver a spectacular acrobatic kick into the net. And it helped Brazil win 2-0 over the Serbia in the group stage. Moving to next question. Which state government has recently implemented India's first Nilgiri Tahar project with an outlay of 25.14 crore for a period of 5 years like 2022 to 27. This is India's first Nilgiri Tahar project and it is the state of Tamil Nadu. Answer of this question is second. So the state government of Tamil Nadu approved the implementation of India's first Nilgiri Tahar project with an outlay of almost 25 crore for a period of 5 years to conserve Nilgiri Tahar, which is a state animal of the Tamil Nadu. Under this, there will be a restoration of its historical and fragmented habitat, especially the Shola grassland. Shola grassland in the upper Bhiwani as pilot to reintroduce the Taha population and will ensure proper rehabilitation facility. So, just remember this is India's first Nilgiri Taha project. Moving to next question. Name the ministry that has recently launched City Finance Ranking 2022 and City Beauty Competition in New Delhi. And this ministry is one and only Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Answer of this question is 4. So the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs launched the City Finance Ranking 2022 and City Beauty Competition during an event in New Delhi, and the initiative and draft guidelines for the same were released by the Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri ji. And these two initiatives emphasize taking India's urban rejuvenation journey to the next level. And City Finance Ranking 2022 aims to evaluate, recognize and reward urban local bodies on the basis of 15 indicators across 3 key financial parameters like resource and mobilization, expenditure performance and the fiscal governance system. And City Beauty Competition aims to encourage and recognize the transformational efforts made by the cities and wards in India to create beautiful, innovative and inclusive public spaces. And this is started by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Union Minister is Hardeep Singh Puri ji. Moving to next question. In December 2022, the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare approved the formation of an advisory group for the streamlining the development of bamboo sector, who will chair the National Bamboo Mission Advisory Group. And this personality is Union Agriculture Secretary. So answer of this question is 3. So Union Minister Narendra Singh Tomar ji under the Ministry of Agriculture had approved the formation of advisory group for streamlining the development of the bamboo sector. And the Union Agriculture Secretary will be the chairperson and mission director of the National Bamboo Mission and will be the convener of the committee. And the advisory group is represented by various stakeholders including the academicians, researchers, innovators, progressive entrepreneurs, designers, farmer leaders, marketing specialists and the policy makers. Moving to next question. According to the Asian Development Bank's Annual Procurement Report 2022 released in December, which company or organization has ranked as the top consulting services firm in the water and other infrastructure sectors? Again, very important question, and this is Water and Power Consultancy Services Limited, which is also known as WAPCOS. Answer of this question is 4. So Asian Development Bank in its annual procurement report ranked Water and Power Consultancy Services Limited, which is Government of India enterprise under the Ministry of Jal Shakti, as the top consulting services firm in the water and other infrastructure sectors with the highest sanctioned financed amount. And Asian Development Bank in another report of its members fact sheet 2022 figured WAPCOS amongst the top 3 consultants from India involved in the consulting service contracts under the Asian Development Project or the Asian Development Bank loan grant and the technical assistance project in energy, transport, water and other urban infrastructure sectors. Moving to next question. Which of the following personalities has recently received the United Nations Diwali Stamp Power of One Award 2022 along with Kaha Inadze and the Georgy Velikov Panyatov? So two personalities are there, three are more. One is Kesha Magyar, second one is Jean-Claude Dorego, third one is Elliot Lance Angel. So answer of this question is all 1, 2, 3. But all these five personalities are former permanent representative of the United Nations to different countries. You don't have to remember. Just remember the United Nations has honored 4 diplomats and 1 United States lawmaker with the 2022 Diwali stamp, the Power of One Award, also known as Oscars of Diplomacy. Oscars of Diplomacy for their efforts in working towards a peaceful and secure world. And you can also remember one personality named Elliot Lance Angels. Elliot Lance Angel has conferred the 2022 Lifetime Achievement Award at the ceremony held in the United Nations headquarters with the Diwali Stamp Power of One Award, which was instituted in the 2017 by the Diwali Foundation of United States of America. Moving to next question. Name the company that has recently won the National Award for Safety Excellence at the 10th Global Safety Summit in the Large Enterprise Cement Manufacturing sector. And name of this company is Associated Cement Companies Limited. Answer of this question is second, which is also known as ACC Cement. So ACC Limited, formerly known as Associated Cement Companies Limited, this cement and building material company of the Adani Cement has won the National Award for Safety Excellence for the year of 2021-22 at the 10th Global Safety Summit in the Large Enterprise Cement Manufacturing sector. And the award was instituted by Fire and Safety Forum and the United Nations Global Compact Network, India. Moving to next question. Who was recently appointed as the new United Nations coordinator for the Black Sea Grain Initiative? Mark this question in the very important section. This is Black Sea Grain Initiative. And this personality is Abdullah Abdul Samad Dashti of Kuwait. Answer of this question is second. So Antonio Guterres, Secretary General of United States, appointed Abdullah Abdul Samad Dashti, a retired Kuwaiti Vice Admiral of Kuwait, as the new United Nations coordinator for the Black Sea Grain Initiative. And Abdullah Abdul succeeds Amir Mohammed Abdullah of Sudan, who served as the United Nations coordinator for the Black Sea Grain Initiative since August 2022. And the Black Sea Grain Initiative was launched in Istanbul in Turkey on 22nd of July 2022 by Ukraine. Turkey and the Russian Federation and the United Nations to enable the resumption of exports from Ukraine of grain, foodstuffs, fertilizers, including ammonia, through a safe maritime humanitarian corridor. Moving to next question. Which of the following points are correct with respect to the FIDE World Rapid and Blitz Championship 2022 held at Almaty in Kazakhstan in December 2022? So let's read out which statement is correct. First one is Magnus Carlsen of Norway won the gold medal in the World Rapid Championship by defeating Fabiano and claimed his 6th World Rapid Championship title. This statement is wrong because Norwegian chess grandmaster Magnus Carlsen won this gold in the World Rapid Championship defeating German grandmaster Vincent Keimer, not the Fabiano. So just remember, he defeated Grandmaster Vincent Keimer at the FIDE World Rapid and Blitz Championship, which was held in Almaty, Kazakhstan, and this marks the 4th World Rapid Championship title. First statement is wrong, not 6th. This is 4th World Rapid Championship title. Next is Tan Zohongi won the gold medal in the World Women Rapid Championship, defeating Dinara in the Blitz tie break. So you don't have to remember who was defeated. Just remember who won this title and who won the gold medal in the men's category, who won the gold medal in the women category. Second statement is correct. Next is Savitha Shri B has won the bronze medal in the World Women's Rapid Championship and became the 3rd Indian to win a medal at the World Rapid Championship. This statement is true and this statement is very important if you are talking about question point of view. Savitha Shri B has won the bronze medal. So who won the gold medal in the men's category, who won the gold medal in the women's category, and who won the bronze medal in the World Women's Rapid Championship? So this is Savitha Shri B. So both 2 and 3 statement are correct. First statement is wrong. So answer of this question is 4. Moving to next question. Which country's President Mohammad Irfan Ali is said to be the chief guest at the 17th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention, which will be held in Indore, Madhya Pradesh in January 2023? So this is most important question, and he is currently the President of Guyana. Answer of this question is 2. So Guyana President Mohammad Irfan Ali is said to be the chief guest of the 17th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention, scheduled to be held in Indore, Madhya Pradesh in January 2023. And Pravasi Bharatiya Divas Convention is the flagship event of the Ministry of External Affairs and provides an important platform to engage and connect with overseas Indians. So just remember, this is very important. Moving to next question. In which country the 17th Asia Pacific Regional Meeting, which is also known as APRM, of the International Labour Organization was held in December 2022? Again, important question, and the country is Singapore. Answer of this question is 4. So the 17th Asia Pacific Regional Meeting of the International Labour Organization was held in Singapore in December 2022. It brings together representatives of the governments, employers, workers organizations from Asia, Pacific and the Arab states. Moving to next question. Atal Incubation Center has recently signed an agreement with the micro, small and medium enterprises for incubation of new technologies into the commercial products. Atal Incubation Center at the Baba Atomic Research Center, headquartered in which city? Static question, just for general knowledge sake, and it is situated in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Answer of this question is 4. So the agreement was signed to commemorate the launch of Atal Incubation Center at the BAC to speed up the conversion of the products from the research labs into the market. And under the framework, Atal Incubation Center and BAC, the scientists at the BAC will mentor the incubating industries for further improvisation and development of the market-ready products. Just static question. Moving to next question. In December 2022, Dash became India's first complete library constituency. Again, most important question, Dash became India's first complete library constituency. This is Dharmadham in Kerala. Answer of this question is 4. So Dharmadham, the constituency of Kerala, Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan became first in India to achieve the position to complete library constituency. Out of total 138 wards in the constituency, there were no libraries in 63 wards, and Dharmadham reached the achievement with the opening of libraries in all wards in the constituencies. It means minimum to minimum 138 libraries are there. So Kerala is the first state to achieve 100% literacy status in India. Moving to next question. Which Indian institute is set to the Secretariat of the Science 20 or S20, the Science Working Group of the G20 or Group of 20? And this institute is IISc Bengaluru or Indian Institute of Science Bengaluru. Very important question. Answer of this question is 2nd. So Indian Institute of Science based in Bengaluru, Karnataka is set to be the Secretariat of S20 or Science 20, the Science Working Group of the G20. And the Science 20 2023 will work towards resolving common global level challenges like poverty. And the theme of S20 2023 is Disruptive Science for Innovative and Sustainable Development. Moving to next question. In December 2022, the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India made Know Your Customer norms mandatory for the purchase of all new insurance policies from 1st of Jan 2023. So answer of this question is 2nd. So the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority has made Know Your Customer norms mandatory for all the purchases or all new insurance policies irrespective of the premiums starting from 1st of Jan 2023. The rule will apply to all types of insurance like life, general and insurance or the health insurance sector. At present, KYC documents are not mandatory for buying non-life or the general insurance policies such as health insurance, auto insurance and the travel insurance policies. Currently, only at the time of the claim in the health insurance policy, especially if the claim value is greater than 1 lakh rupees, the customer is required to submit the PAN or the permanent account number card and the Aadhaar. Currently, a policy holder is required to provide a PAN card or Form 60 if the aggregate insurance premium is 50,000 or more in a financial year. Moving to next question. In December 2022, Benjamin Netanyahu was sworn in as the Prime Minister of Dash country for the 6th time. Very simple question. Benjamin Netanyahu is the Prime Minister of Israel. Answer of this question is 4. So, Benjamin Netanyahu was sworn in as the Israel 25th Prime Minister for the 6th time, leading the right-wing Likud party, and Israel is set to get its 37th government. And remember, Benjamin Netanyahu belongs to right-wing Likud party. And Benjamin Netanyahu was sworn in the following: his representation to the Knesset or Israeli Parliament coalition agreement signed by 6 parties on 28th of December 2022. And Benjamin Netanyahu succeeds Yair Lapid, who served briefly as Prime Minister from July 2022 to December 2022. And Benjamin Netanyahu was elected as Prime Minister of Israel for the first time in 1996. Moving to next question. In December 2022, Pele, a 3-time FIFA World Cup winner, passed away. Which country did he represent the FIFA World Cup? Very simple question and very important question. He represented Brazil. Answer of this question is second. So, former Brazilian footballer and 3-time FIFA World Cup winner Pele passed away at the age of 82 in the Brazil, and he was nicknamed as Ori. Ori stands the king and fondly known as the king of football. And he holds the record for all-time leading scorer of the Brazilian national football team with 77 goals, which he scored in 92 appearances. And he scored the most number of goals in the football history. He scored a total of 1283 goals in 1366 matches. And during his international career, he won the 3 FIFA World Cups, one in 1958, 1962 and 1970, and he is the only men's football player to have 3 FIFA World Cup titles. Moving to next question. Name the cricketer who has recently become the costliest cricketer ever in the Indian Premier League. Again, static question, interesting question. And name of this player is Sam Curran. Answer of this question is 4. So, England all-rounder Sam Curran became the costliest cricketer ever to bought by any franchisee of the Indian Premier League in its 15-year history. Sam Curran is a 24-year-old who has brought by Punjab Kings on the first day of the IPL auction for rupees 18.5 crore, and the IPL auctions for the 2023 season are being held in Kerala. And Sam Curran broke cricketer Ishan Kishan record, who has picked last season for rupees 15.25 crore by the Mumbai Indians. So this is all for today. I think you like this video. Please like, share and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching this video, and you can join our all platform like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn and Telegram channel. Telegram channel link is given in the description box. Thank you guys again for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe our channel. Take care. Bye-bye.